Nylon is one of those things that needs a little bit of preparation first. Obviously, it's got to be dry. Nylon absorbs moisture like no other filament I've ever used. So we're going to dry it beforehand, print it from the dryer, and we also need to apply something to the bed, whether it's a glue stick that most printers come with. I do have some nanopolymer adhesive that seems to work pretty good on that, but for this particular video, I think we're just going to use a glue stick. That is what I've found to work the best so far with all of the printers that I have in here as far as getting stuff to stick to the bed. Nylon with carbon fiber doesn't seem to be as picky, but from my experience with the Easy PA anyway, you do want something on the bed. So I'm gonna throw some regular glue onto the bed, find a model that we can print, more in particular, one that's larger. It's pretty simple to print something that's a small area in the center of the bed, but something that's larger or more spread out has a tendency to warp with a lot of filaments, nylon included. So like I mentioned, the filament we're using today is Easy PA from Sunlu. In my experience, the recommended print temperatures that are on this spool are a little bit too high for this type of filament. But I've used the settings that I'm gonna use today on a couple other smaller prints, and I seem to get pretty good results. So I will have those up on screen somewhere at some point during the video if they're not already up there. Nylon in particular needs a fairly warm temperature to dry at. Most of the filament dryers on the market, at least the ones that I have, only go to 70 degrees Celsius. This stuff really does prefer 80 to 100 degrees Celsius to dry. So I've got the E2 filler dryer from Sunlu set to 80 degrees Celsius. And not only am I going to be printing from the filler dryer itself while the heating cycle is going, but we're also going to pre-dry this for about 6 hours. So the last thing that I printed with nylon was that little door lock replacement part that I made for the Simply Safe door lock. If you haven't seen that video, it is linked in the description below as well. But that was a tiny part, like super tiny, maybe 3/4 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch tall. So that doesn't really give us a good representation of what the Cheaty is capable of or what nylon is capable of. The last thing that I tried to print that was pretty large on the +4 with nylon was a hose hanger for standard garden hose. And that was pretty much the full size of the bed, width-wise anyways. Maybe a little bit smaller. That one didn't complete successfully. I don't know if my settings were a little too high for the cooling or if I didn't have enough glue on the bed, and not to mention I didn't use any supports, so it wouldn't have finished the right way anyway. So I'm gonna get some glue onto the bed of the printer. I've got the chamber heating up as well to 50 degrees Celsius just to kind of keep it consistent. So we're printing at 260. We've got the bed temp at 85 and then the chamber temperature at 50 degrees Celsius. I have had pretty good luck without using the chamber heater on PA nylons, but I figure we've got it, might as well use it. As far as glue goes, I'm not using anything special. This is a glue stick that came with my Neptune 4 Plus from Elegoo, so might as well use it. So it's got about 7 hours and 50 minutes, probably more like 8 hours once the thing is done preheating, and just under 300 grams of filament. So if anything should fail during the process, you'll see it here, but otherwise we're gonna speed through it. While we do that though, I wanna take a quick minute to tell you about today's sponsor, PCBWay. If you're designing a product but aren't ready for injection molding, PCBWay's SLS and MJF 3D printing services give you strong production quality nylon parts at a fraction of the cost. Unlike FDM, these prints have no visible layer lines, superior strength, and high heat resistance, making them ideal for functional parts, prototypes, and short production runs. You get the speed of 3D printing with the durability of manufactured parts, and no expensive tooling required. Start your next 3D printed project today with SLS or MJF 3D printing with the help of PCBWay at PCBWay.com. So this one didn't turn out too bad. I didn't have pressure advance turned on, and that's what we're seeing here in the corners is, well, obviously it needs some sort of pressure advance, so a good calibration is definitely due for this. Coolant settings kind of impacted up here. Could also be related to pressure advance, but judging by the overhang, I'm guessing this is more cooling than it is pressure advance. It finished without any sort of issue, goes on the wall like this, and if you can't tell, it's a toilet paper holder. It didn't fill up the entire build plate, but it did about half. So it's just under 6 inches. This is a 12-inch or so build plate. And I did use a brim on this, already peeled it off. I just didn't want to take any chances with nylon. I guess the only issue that I see is right where this base starts. It looks like it has that some sort of vertical artifacts there. But again, overall, really durable piece because it's nylon. Way overkill for a toilet paper holder, but it's what I saw. It's what I decided to print. 300 grams, 7 hours and 53 minutes. So a better use for nylon would be something like the door handle that I fixed a couple of videos back. Maybe some shelf brackets, more structural parts, things that need a little bit more holding strength. Toilet paper, not so much, but it is a fairly good representation of a longer print because nylon does tend to warp during those longer prints. And it's a pretty good size, about 6 inches, so a little under half of the entire build plate. I can safely say my toilet paper isn't gonna fall off the wall, or at least the holder's not gonna fall off the wall. Another good use case scenario for nylon, aside from a toilet paper holder, would be something like this. The phone cage holds your smartphone, in this case, an iPhone. You've got a slot for an SSD to plug in if you wanna shoot in log. Some of these even come with cold shoe attachments, so you can attach things like microphones or lights, kind of have a little smartphone filming rig here. But this would be a perfect scenario for nylon. It's super durable, so you're not gonna accidentally break it if you drop it, most likely. And honestly, all of these parts print in, well, parts. So it's not one giant print. So you're probably looking at a couple hours for each of the prints. Doesn't give nylon much time to warp. And honestly, you could probably fit this entire thing on the bed of the Plus 4 when you break it up. That would be a good use case scenario for it, I think, too. So that's nylon on the Cheedy Plus 4 for those of you who were interested in it. If you want to pick up any of the materials you saw used today, I have links in the description below for the Sunlu Easy PA, as well as the Cheedy Plus 4. If you enjoyed this video, here's another one you might enjoy. I will see you folks in the next video, and thanks for watching. Take care.